Something is happening right now that should scare the absolute hell out of anyone who thinks the US dollar is untouchable. America is sitting on nearly $40 trillion in debt, and now one of America's biggest foreign creditors is fighting a currency crisis of its own. Japan. The yen plunged to levels not seen in decades, and the United States actually stepped in alongside Japan to help stabilize it by dumping billions of dollars to buy the yen. Now ask yourself one very uncomfortable question. Why does Washington care so much about Japan's currency? Well, because Japan holds an enormous amount of US government debt. And if Japan ever has to start unloading treasuries to defend its own financial system, that puts even more pressure on America while we're already drowning in our own debt. The Federal Reserve even has a facility specifically designed to give foreign central banks access to dollars without forcing them to dump treasuries. Think about how insane that is. Japan needs the dollar, America needs foreign buyers of its debt, foreign central banks need treasuries, and the Federal Reserve needs the entire machine to keep running. It's basically a house of cards sitting on a lopsided table where everyone is hoping that it just doesn't get bumped. Everybody's holding everybody else up. But what happens when the thing that needs rescuing is the dollar itself? Who bails out the Federal Reserve? Who prints money for the money printer? Nobody. And this is the part of the story that people who understand gold have been warning about for years. Gold sits outside that entire chain of promises. No counterparty, no debt, no central bank required to make good on it, and the end game may not be another bailout. It could be a massive monetary repricing, weaker dollar, radically higher gold prices, and even more destruction of a currency that has already lost roughly 98% of its purchasing power over the last century. And if that happens, gold will not be the only metal that gets repriced. Silver would be sitting directly in the blast zone. Because this isn't a crisis 20 years away, parts of it are already happening right now. Welcome back, Silver Stackers, to your daily debrief. My name is Silver Slayer, and let's just jump straight into it. This article's titled, "The Empire Has No Bailout, Fed Panic, Dollar Debasement, and Gold's Return to the Throne." As Japan's currency crisis threatens treasury markets, Washington's debt empire faces its final paradox. No institution can rescue the dollar, only gold can. Now, hopefully by the introduction that I gave you, you have enough context to understand what we are going to be talking about and the consequences and severity of it. And by the way, if you guys like that introduction, please like the video. I spend a lot of time writing the introductions to my videos so people have a better idea and are more enticed before we jump into the article. So please like the video if you liked that. It takes me a while to write all of these, and hopefully by the end of the video, I will earn your subscription. So let's jump into this. Washington lectures the world about sound money, market discipline, and fiscal responsibility, while its central bank is increasingly forced to defend a global debt system that cannot survive honest price discovery. I like to call it getting ourselves out of debt by replacing it with more debt. That's like trying to pay off a credit card with another credit card, and it will catch up, and it has caught up. Like I mentioned in the introduction, we're basically sitting, it's a house of cards sitting on a lopsided table where everyone's just hoping, nobody bumps it, or there's not an earthquake or anything bad happens. It's all just wishes and hopes, but gold is outside of that entire system. That is why precious metals are called safe haven metals. They're safe, and that's why everyone turns towards them when banking crisis happen. But why do you need something bad to happen before you go running to it when you know inevitably that bad thing will happen? It's supposed to be action, not reaction. So quantitative easing goes international. The Federal Reserve, oh wait, I didn't finish this part. The latest symptom is that the Japanese yen, when the Bank of Japan must protect its collapsing currency, is risking selling US treasuries. Now, Washington cannot tolerate that, right? There's too much treasury supply, which means higher yields. Higher yields mean exploding interest costs and then bursting asset bubbles and fiscal crisis that can no longer be hidden behind official statistics. So quantitative easing goes international. The Federal Reserve does not merely manage America's debt addiction, it backstops the architecture that keeps foreign institutions holding the dollar's IOUs. You could see how this is all just one big mess. It's almost like a lie. It reminds me of a lie. You tell someone a lie, and then you get so deep into that lie that there's so many other lies, and it's just a mess, and it's never going to be fixed. That was probably a horrible metaphor, but it's just so bad that there's no fixing it. The dollar has lost 98% of its purchasing power. It's not going to go to 97 and 96. It's not going to start going back down. It will go to 99 and 100. Like I said, we're trying to get ourselves out of debt by replacing it with more debt. And now we need to rescue other currencies so they don't dump our treasuries because we are already screwed up. Like, do you see how trapped we are? And the only thing to fix this would be a reset. It would be a reset. Why is Fort Knox so important right now? Because gold is king, not dollars, not treasuries. And ironically, gold surpassed treasuries as the number one reserve asset across the globe since 1966. That just happened a couple months ago. Gold was number one, not treasuries. The Fed is trapped. Japan is trapped. Europe is trapped. Every central bank holding mountains of treasuries is trapped. And when the dollar itself finally needs rescue, who rescues the issuer of the world's reserve currency? There's no lender of the last resort above the Federal Reserve. No global central bank can print credibility for the United States. No international institution possesses a balance sheet large enough to absorb America's liabilities. The final bailout will not come from a banker, it will come from a repricing. I remember maybe 3-4 years ago, it's probably 4 years ago, Federal Chairman Jerome Powell in a meeting, and actually clipped in the video when I made covering this topic, I clipped what he said and I showed the actual video of it. He said, and hopefully I get this somewhat close, he said, someday he sees something coexisting or potentially replacing the dollar. He said that. The chairman said that. Federal Chairman Jerome Powell said that someday something will coexist or replace the dollar. Now, will it be some altcoin or stable coin that's backed by physical metals or whatever, like the BRICS is doing, which stay tuned because I'm making a huge BRICS video because what they've been doing over there has been absolutely insanity itself and will already change the landscape of the entire geopolitical financial system from head to toe. But regardless, right now, gold and silver is still the only thing. Physical gold and silver is the only thing that anybody can rely on. Nothing that's backed by physical gold or silver, because that's still a digit on a screen, unless you can easily, which I don't see how anything could be easily translated or recovered for physical gold or silver. There's no crypto or stable coin where you could exchange it for physical gold or silver easily. I couldn't see that. And until that happens, if that happens, then I still think that it's never going to work. Maybe it will. Maybe it won't. I don't know. Maybe you know. maybe you don't. Right now, all I know is buy physical gold and silver and hold on to it for dear life. Gold re-enters because it has no counterparty risk, no default risk, no Federal Reserve chairman with a printing press. Gold revaluation against the dollar would allow Washington to manufacture nominal balance sheet relief, effectively creating new dollars against a radically higher official gold price. Call it modernization. Call it monetary reform. In plain English, it's a debt jubilee imposed through dollar devaluation. The empire's foreign policy follows the same logic. Endless wars, regime change fantasies, and a clean break doctrines are not humanitarian missions, they are campaigns to preserve access. Oil, minerals, strategic land, trade routes, labor, and collateral for a financial aristocracy that has exhausted its own productive base. Iraq, Ukraine, Venezuela, Iran, Libya, rinse, repeat. Different pretext, the same imperial appetite. He does not like Trump, by the way. I don't care if you like Trump or hate Trump, but all of this is happening, and no matter who's in office, this is going to happen. It doesn't matter who it is, and it's not like Trump even has a say. Some people, I think, give him more power than he actually has. If you really know who's behind the deep state and who's really behind the scenes, he's just a puppet. He's the face of it. He takes all the heat, but he's not the one doing it. It's kind of like a mascot or a business owner. If something bad happens to your company, your coworkers don't take the hit. You do. It looks bad on you. You're the face, right? And Trump is the punching bag. Now, of course, he has a lot of say, but I don't think people understand how much deeper it goes behind. It's not like Trump is just doing all of this and he's making every single decision and this is all his fault. This would be happening regardless. Not saying he's good or bad. I'm just saying it would be happening regardless. So anyways, I'm going to wrap this video up here. Make sure you subscribe. Hopefully I earned your subscription. And if I did, then click the bell because I post every single day. And if you guys want a great place to buy gold and silver from, I got you. I'm going to hook my audience up. I'm going to plug you in with the best place. And I'm not just saying that. It really is because they have a massive inventory. They price match. So even if you find it cheaper somewhere else, they'll match it. Even though they usually can beat it, they will match it. It's Andy Schectman's company, Miles Franklin. Send an email. If you want to buy, send an email to info@milesfranklin.com. Let them know Slayer sent you. Once you send that email that says, hey, Slayer sent me, can I get a price sheet? So type in info@milesfranklin.com. Just say, hey, Slayer sent me, can I get a price sheet? They will send you back the price sheet. It's massive. It's a long price list because we have a lot of inventory. Gold is the first, then it's silver, and then, the rest, palladium or whatever. It'll show everything we have in stock. It will show the price, and you just look at everything and say, hey, I want X, Y, Z. It's the fun part is picking all of it out. And then you pay. You get several different payment methods, and immediately you get the invoice. And then 7 days after that, you'll get the tracking number. If you want to support people like Andy Schectman and I that have been single-handedly doing this for over a decade, almost, well, for me, since 2015, Andy for 35 years. If you guys want to support people like us that are, that are putting skin and blood, hard work in the game to spread the word and help people, or you could just buy from big business. Really doesn't help them at all. Plus our prices are better and we have more product. So anyways, I appreciate you all. Remember, it's info@milesfranklin.com. Let them know Slayer sent you. If you guys want to subscribe, click the bell because I post every day. I will always keep you in the loop. And if you want a chance to win a 1-ounce silver American Eagle every single month, you have a 1 out of 48 chance of winning each month because there's 48 members in the Secret Silver Society, which is patreon.com. You join, and automatically every month you have a chance of winning a coin. I put everyone's name in a spin the wheel, and then everyone watches their names get spun, and it's going around, and it's very everyone's, it's exciting. You got something to look forward to at the end of every month, and it's spinning and spinning, and then it lands on somebody's name, and confetti goes off, and then I send out the coin within a few days. I actually just, I can't ship international anymore because there's a new law where, since it's a silver American Eagle, I can't send legal tender, like real money, especially to Australia and the other countries that I've been having to ship to. Well, I just paid him the amount of what the coin is worth instead. So I'm going to have to start doing that. But anyways, yeah. I love you all. Thank you so much for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. Peace.